Hello, Tyrant here, and welcome to Some Death Must Die. Now I'm going to plug myself immediately. I have a Ko-Fi. I have a GoFundMe going. My life situation is a little bit messed up, but let's enjoy the game for right now and not focus on that. Now, I had played the demo before I actually played the full release, as most of us did. And I didn't expect it to throw me straight into game here. I thought I was going to have to walk inside, do the introduction, actually get into things, but I just immediately started out with an actual run, which I'm not used to. I'm used to having to go through menus first in games like this. And it was roughly the same introduction with Summer, except all of the abilities that you get from the gods have been turned upside down, you know? It's a completely different experience, even based on what you know from the demo beforehand. And it's absolutely lovable. Like, I enjoyed this so much. You can tell that I took my time dashing back and forth quite a bit. I like the new dash effects. I like that Summer leaves a burning trail. I like how burning works. I like how Summer works in general. I think the overhaul from the demo was a very good change. And I had a bit of a moment here. The shrine changes from the demo, where you just find all kinds of different knickknacks all over the place, and then there's pots to break. That was just a little bit too exciting for me. So I took a little bit of time walking around just breaking pots. Like, what do these give me? Do these give me experience? Not just money. Just money as far as I can tell. I don't know if well, you get experience from hitting them when you have the experience drops later when you hit things, but I assume that's only from enemies. This is my first slime pit, and I remembered the slime pit as being something to farm, and almost died here. Fire Trail does a lot of work in the slime pit. But Fire Trail does a lot of work in general. Except for with some lighter bosses, which I hadn't faced in the demo, but when I do run into them, Fire Trail definitely doesn't hurt them as much as I would like. I wish when they flew over them, they got lit on fire, but it doesn't look like they do. Let's say they have iframes, which I'm not against some bosses having specific iframes. There's more stuff to get used to, more bosses, more loops to get used to. I liked how I got my items spread out throughout this. I liked that I'm getting items specific to the knight specifically to start with. That I have a very slow introduction here, despite my incoming demise, because I don't know how to heal at this point. I don't know what shrines to be looking for. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I should be running for my life trying to heal if I want this run to keep going, and I die. First death, first run over. Pop in here, explore around a little bit, see if there's anything extra. Found these cubes, didn't know what they were. Apparently it's because I played the demo. Or is that's what I was told. That's what my partner told me. And I liked having them. It was very nice to have the rerolls, to actually have that extra choice in your build, even though I don't use it very much. And part of why I don't use the rerolls very often is that it doesn't feel like they have very much impact. Your choice is still extremely limited by RNG, and RNG is... You'll see me play around with alteration and stuff here. RNG just doesn't feel like it favors you in any kind of way. There's not much change going on. Even when there's multiple gods out in play, it doesn't feel like rerolls do very much yet. I don't know if that's just my experience, but so far it just feels like going with what it gives me is the better alternative. Either way, we're into my second run now, and the night was definitely fun. We're past the point where I love the skeleton, the little skeleton mini boss talking at me, like, "Oh, stop hitting me, stop it!" It's like, well, stop shooting at me. Not for a second though. I trust that they'll not shoot at me if I stop hitting them when they ask me to stop. I think at one point I gave him a chance. I don't remember, but I would have to go back and see, like, on a new game, see if you actually stop hitting him. If he'll be nice to you, that'd be funny. I think most players wouldn't stop. They would just continue swinging like I did. Now, on this run, I'm looking more for shrines. I want to know what the different effects are. I want to know what I'm looking for. Something I've noticed already so far is that I stopped to read a lot. It's part of why we watch sped up videos with me doing voiceover. The retaliatory effect of the fireballs, the shield enemies actually charge while they're off screen, and they use their charge off cooldown. Like as soon as the cooldown runs out, they will use their charge and they will charge at you, and the retaliatory fireballs can actually go after them. And that caught me off guard. I thought it was a bug at first. I'm sitting there like, why are these fireballs going off? I see nothing attacking me, and it's the shield guys just charging off screen. But I also struggle with the attack indicators in general with how much is going on screen. Especially with some of the attack indicators later where you don't have much time to react. It's up to you learning the enemies. So far, Mort is my favorite, but anything that has to do with increasing my luck, I don't know what kind of luck it's increasing. I don't know what increasing luck does. I don't know if that increases my item drops. I don't know if it increases my crit. I don't know if it makes it more likely for my abilities to proc. It could do all of the above. But I saw luck and I was like, maybe that even gives me experience drops, and just went for it immediately. More also gives you experience drops when you hit enemies, a chance for it, which I would assume luck would apply to, but I still don't know. And I like the dashing lifesteal that you get later, which I don't believe I see for quite a while. And something that I knew was still in game that I was looking for at this point that I don't see for quite a while yet is when you kill cursed enemies, you get a percentage increase. There's shard drop chance right there, actually. Yeah. Gives you a chance for bonus experience. It doesn't feel like as much experience, but my best runs feel like the ones that where I focused on actually getting bonus experience. These are the bosses that I had problems with Fire Trail. I didn't feel like Fire Trail did just about anything to these guys compared to normal enemies, but it could just be me. And I don't like that they can dash outside of the zone that I'm locked in with inside of them with. Like, I feel like they should have some of the same limitations as me. Like, I should be able to get to them to hit them. There should be some limitations. They should be able to run into barriers, you know. Whereas I run into pillars very often, and something we'll actually see with a lot of my runs, both now and going forwards, is that I will walk into a pillar, or a shrine, or anything that is a solid object, get my face stuck on it, and get the life slapped out of me, or die. And it happens very frequently. I love the retaliation fireballs. I think they're one of my favorite abilities overall, because it's something that gives you range when you don't have range otherwise. It also gives you an idea of what's coming, and there are times where if an enemy does not have a shield and you hit them, you interrupt their attack. They're attacked. Nice. Their attacks. So if you have somebody in melee range and you miss that they're swinging at you and that fireball goes off, that's an AoE fireball. And it can actually interrupt multiple enemies' attacks and saves your life, pretty much. I've read quite a bit on how other people feel about different gods' abilities so far, and there goes my second run. Already done again. I got almost 10 minutes into that one. The additional gods were definitely very helpful. I like Crom quite a bit. Crom's buffs. I like just the AoE on the basic attack being increased. It's just nice. It's different based on each different character you get, and this got me off guard too. The knight originally had something to say about walking out there. The enchantress not having anything to say, I didn't expect. I expected the enchantress to say something. And originally the demo, you walk out there with the knight to actually find the enchantress. And there's a lot less confusion, unless you've already played the demo, in which case you're like, this isn't what happened before. Where am I? Why am I a different character? I had to come out here and get her. Do I just go inside now? But the interaction between the two were pretty funny. I thought she was about to, I thought she was honestly about to try to kill the knight for a minute there. Projectile count. is something that I love on her, and it doesn't feel like it scales very well, but it's fun to play with. And Crom gives multiple different kinds of projectile counts from what I saw. I had a basic attack enhancement and then just a static +1 projectile count is what it looked like. And it looked like I had both offered to me originally there. I didn't notice that in the run. I have reading comprehension issues sometimes. Plus, we were quite a ways into stream at this point. It's hard for you to notice with this being sped up, but this was a multi-hour stream before this, and then we played this for 3+ hours. So, plus I've been sick and dealing with a bunch of real-life issues. Area. I always love area, and I don't know how it works specifically with Maris here. But Maris's attacks are AoE, and having multiple of them with area, I would assume that the AoE would actually overlap, and that you could actually hit multiple enemies with a multiple of this of your attack, and that it's not just one that applies. But I could be wrong there, because there's a lot of times, like with the enemy that I fought there, the mini boss that I fought there, where it looks like the AoE effect wasn't doing additional damage. It looked like only one of my bolts was doing damage. And I would have to look for clarification elsewhere at this point to see whether or not that was the case. And I'm definitely going to read up on that. I wanted to do pretty much a blind run through, and I've gotten my fill of that so far. So I'm going to come back a little bit more educated on the game next time. But we have quite a few episodes that are going to be coming out. I have about an hour to do voiceover so far. And we're going to be doing it in different time lengths, different segments, just based on what's going on and how much I'm actually able to do. I'm about at my limit for speaking right now. I'm sick right now. If you follow Tyrant Lives, then you'll know what's going on right now. That is this day right now with me trying to fight off pneumonia and bronchitis. And I'm not gonna be able to talk much longer. I still love the spell area, but it still doesn't look like it is applying the actual area damage effect to the same enemy, which is a little bit of a bummer if it's not. Especially since I didn't build a build for that. But having multiple fireballs is still very nice. Flare is still one of my favorite things ever. And incineration is amazing. I believe we're about to the end of this run, and I'm probably going to call it at the end of this run. If you've enjoyed this, please subscribe, please like, show it to your friends, show it to your family. Consider donating monthly, or consider donating once. I need help moving out, affording an apartment, affording bills, and I appreciate all of you being here, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.